Welcome back to another episode of Durarara. So in the previous episode, we ended it on one hell of a cliffhanger because our boy Shuji was kind of taken over, possessed, if you will, by Saika. Now, and then he launched himself towards Shizuo, and there were just a bunch of things happening at the end of the previous episode, so it was really intense. So, few things to talk about, right? Shizuo, or not Shizuo, Shuji, is that his name even? It is. Shuji is possessed by Saika, and now the interesting thing is they talked about Saika, and they talked about how the OG Saika, the katana, was in possession of Shingen back in the day when he was still, you know, over 20 years ago when he was operating on Celti. And now this Saika here that we saw in the previous episode, we saw it like being dropped to the ground and stuff, and we saw an engraving on the actual blade or knife or whatever it is. It said made in Japan 2009. So it was made 1 year ago as of the story taking place, which means that if that's the case, then this either isn't the OG Saika or the OG Saika took kind of place in a different vessel. Now, my guess was that this is somehow Haruna, and maybe it's like only part of Haruna's soul, and that's why Haruna, like her actual body, seems so empty, because Shuji was talking about how Haruna is like feels like she hasn't been herself, and she feels like she's not even present, and they're never talking to each other. Maybe it's because she doesn't have her full soul. That would kind of maybe make sense. It could also just be trauma, purely trauma from you know, the teacher, the PDF file. So maybe it's that, but I have a feeling it could be something else as well. So we'll see. But yeah, that's my theory for it. We'll see what exactly is happening there. And also, we saw Shuji when he was being possessed. He has his own brain still working in there, and sometimes he can discern some things happening. But there's also like another brain, another, you know, mind taking over that's telling him, hey, you should protect Sonohara, because Sonohara, I don't know, my theory once again was that Sonohara is in a similar position that Haruna was in. So maybe it is Haruna kind of saying, hey, you should protect this girl that's in a similar trouble that I was in, that's going through a similar thing that I went through, right? So that's interesting. And also, Saika was like kept talking about, or this new Saika in air quotations, was talking about how she wants to fight Shizuo because he's the strongest, and then mother. So there's a lot of things happening, and I guess we'll only see what actually is happening when we press play. So I'm gonna stop stalling. If you want to watch this uncut and blurred, as always, on Patreon down in the description, and let's go into Durarara episode 16. Let's see. Oh, it was him. I thought in the previous episode may have been Sonohara who's been kneeling. It was Kadota. Okay. Oh! This is it. Made in Japan 2009. Hmm. Yeah. She's been through a lot though. Poor thing. Bro, imagine being a teacher and you're like, oh yeah, this girl, she has no parents. That's perfect target for my essay. What a fucking... Don't be the teacher. I swear to God, I'm gonna throw my pen into the fucking screen. Haruna. The most normal looking person ever, of course. Mutual love. Bro, I swear she looks even more inhuman than Celti does. Mm. Good luck. Yo, her fanfic brain is going. God, I love Erika. Let's see this. Made in Japan 2009. It's not a katana. Mutual love. Mm. That's a wild assumption. Interesting. You just let her in? Dude, this is the creepiest character of them all. You know what this reminds me of? You know that picture of the Momo picture that was going around like Twitter and stuff like a few years ago? It reminds me of that. It's so... I'm not gonna put it on screen. If you want to know what I'm talking about, then Google it because it's very creepy and it gave me nightmares when I was younger. So look it up for yourself. But it reminds me of that and it creeps me out so much. Oh my god. Nasajima was his name, okay. And she also put together like one in one, the name. Takeshi. Nasajima Takeshi, right? Cut.
から私が自分の手で始末をつけるわ。あなたという恋敵に。あの人はあなたのお父さん。確か自分の家の前で切られたって、三重川修二って男だ。
どういうことだろう。あれ
大丈夫なのか？こう、あれだ、なんか心が乗っ取られそうになったりしてないか？
いや、大丈夫。これサイカじゃないよ。だってほら、見てごらん。
2009.
なんで何十年も前から記録に残っている妖刀が
Okay,
2009年製なのかな。
this is one of the theories coming to life.
私は確かに信じてくれ。
信じるよ、セルティ。僕がセルティを疑うもんか。その煮え川って男がサイカの伝説を知っていて真似をしたのかな。それとも、
それよりもこれがサイカじゃないなら
他にサイカがあることになる。今もどこかで誰かを操り、
Yep, that was
誰かを切ろう。
my theory as well.
そうだ、チャットはどうなってる？でも私は那須島先生のことなんとも。園原さん、あなたがタカシをどう思っていようと
Takashi, not Takeshi. Okay.
私は私の愛のために正しいことをするんだから。私はあなたを愛さないけれど、この子は、サイカはあなたなんかのことだってきちんと愛してくれるのよ。サイカが広がっている。嘘に。
この状況を分析しろというのなら一つだけ推測できることがある。セルティ、想像してみて。愛して愛して愛し抜いたら次は何を求めると思う？
わからない。もう十分じゃないか。
人間ならどうかな。お互いに愛し合った後、今度は二人が共通して愛することができるものが欲しくなることだよ。
まさか。
そう、サイカは子供を産むんだよ。
That's not
人間
good.
の魂にこう宿すんだ。あ、ちょっと待って。
Oh, fuck. So it's kind of like a zombie. But if you get bitten by a zombie, you become a zombie as well. It's kind of like that. If you get stabbed by Saika, you become Saika as well, or you become possessed by Saika. Or not possessed, because you just become Saika basically.
なんでしずちゃんがここにいるのかな。お前を殴りに来たからに決まってるだろ。なんで殴られなきゃいけないのかな。むしゃくしゃしたからだ。いい年してそういうジャイアニズム 100% なセリフは良くないよ。
Ah, okay, from Doraemon. Okay. Thank you, translator note.
いきなり何の話？俺の町で騒いでる切り裂き魔の君。ひどい言いがかりだな。
That was one of my theories as well.
99%てめえが絡んでやがる。残り 1% を信じてくれないかな。くれないよね。
Yup.
あなたの調べ
Creating a battlefield.
くだらない人間よね。中学の時からずっとハリマミカって女が星巾着みたいに生きてきて、男には誰でも色目をつくって。そうそう。どうしたらここから逃げ出せるのだろう。両親が殺されてるんです。あなたも同じ部屋にいたのに犯人を簡単なこと。いつものようにみんな関係ないと思えばいいのだ。どうしてあなただけに助かったのかしら。あ、わかった。強盗にも色目を使いたい。まだ小学生なのに。犯人はロリコンだったのかしら。そうだよね。あなたは
What?
寄生虫。楽な生き方よね。他人に寄生して生きてるんだから。
Wait, can I see something again?
簡単なこと。両親が殺されてるんです。あなたも同じ部屋にいたのに犯人を簡単なこと。いつものようにみんな関係ないと思えばいいのだ。どうしてあなただけに助かったのかしら。あ、わかった。強盗にも色目を使いたい。まだ小学生なのに。犯人はロリコンだったの。
Whoa! I was too focused on the entire thing that Sonohara was saying that I didn't really fully see what Haruna was saying, but I mean, I wonder how much. Huh. I wonder how much of the things that she said there are actually true and how much is just her trying to spin the entire narrative in her own favor or into whatever she wants it to be. But that's interesting. That's fucked. That's actually fucked. You know what? I'm not gonna dig deeper into that because I feel like you can go in a very fucked direction. So I'm just gonna note it in my head.
あなたは寄生虫。楽な生き方よね。他人に寄生して生きてるんだから。楽なんかじゃない。え？なに？楽なんかじゃありませんよ。人に依存して生きるのも。寄生虫って私もいい例えだと思います。だけど、寄生しても追い出されないようにするために、どれだけのものを犠牲にしなきゃいけないか。
That's sad.
わかりますか？そうやって自分を犠牲にしてタカシに気に入られようとしたわけね。いいえ、ナス島先生にはその価値はありません。へえ、そうなんだ。
Ooh,
じゃ
the
あ、死ん
face.
で。お友達？いいわ。あなたの目の前でお友達を刺して。それからあなたを始末してあげる。
Who do you think it is? There's no it's Mikado. Please be Takashi. Or Takashi. Please be Takashi. Stab Takashi, please. Salty. Don't come between boys when they're, you know, having a bit of a moment.
セルティが偶然ここに来ることまで計算できるなら、俺はとっくに君の家に隕石でも落としてるよ。
That's so funny. Their relationship is definitely one of my favorites. The bromance.
全く単細胞のくせにどうしてあんなに鋭いんだろうね。だから俺は静かに
Sure you do, Isaiah. Yes! Yes! Come on, do it! Do it! Show him your love. 65 times in the stomach. Don't let him get away.
あなたに構ってる暇がなくなったわ。
Also,
あなたはみんなに殺してもらう。
just the fact that he actually came to her
本当は
apartment.
みんなもあなたなんかに構ってる場合じゃないのよ。まだ大事なことがあるんだから。
Get him. Get his ass. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's kind of bad. Shizuo and Salty are not there to help.
南池袋公園に一体何人のサイカが集まってくるんだろう。
わからない。だけどセルティ、その中の一人だけがオリジナルのサイカだ。そいつを見つけた方がいい。
Is that enough? Defeating one original is gonna be enough?
会いたかったわ、平和島静雄さん。
The Gyaru.
本当に素敵ね。
It is. It's the Gyarus.
私の姉妹が倒されたことも私たちはみんな知ってる。ネットって便利ね。母はここにはいないのか。なぜ？最初は私たちの意識が言葉を覚えたりするのが大変だったけど、もう母さんと同じぐらいはっきりした意識がある。さあ、静雄さん、あなたの強さをみんなの前で見せて、そしてみんなで愛し合いましょう。誰にもそこにいる化け物にも邪魔はさせないわ。
Damn!
来ない。今頃大忙しだからね。ここから離れたいろいろな場所で姉妹たちが新しい姉妹を増やし続けているから。
Let's go.
一つ聞いていいか。
何かしら。
お前らよ。なんで俺のことがそんなに好きなんだ？
強いからよ。あなたのそのデタラメな強さ。それが私たちは欲しいの。
Ah.
人間が優秀な遺伝子を欲しがるのと同じね。それに、あなたみたいな人。
Oh, damn, that's harsh. So, if I understand correctly, the reason they want Shizuo is because to them, to Saika, love is like stabbing people, and like so the stronger you are, I guess the more people you can stab, right, or slash. And that would mean if you get like the strongest person to your side to be a slasher, that means that basically you can get all of humanity, you can stab all of humanity, and you can love all of humanity because of that. Because that's the way that they express love. So that makes sense why they would want the strongest person, right? Because that to them, like stabbing, is the ultimate expression of love. Makes sense.
だけど、私たちならあなたを愛してあげられるよ。
She's like, are you sick?
いや、セルティ、正直な。嬉しいんだよ。
What's wrong, Shizuo? Why are you laughing?
力が嫌いで仕方なかった。俺を受け入れてくれるやつなんて誰もいないんだと思ってな。だがよ、こんなに何人だ？ま、たくさんいるわけだ。
Sorry about that.
もういいんだよな。俺は自分の存在を認めてもいいんだよな。自分を好きになってもいいんだよな。嫌いで消したくてたまらなかったこの力を。
Hell yeah.
全力出していいんだよな。ああ、ちなみに俺にとってお前らみたいのは全くこれっぽっちも好みのタイプじゃないからよ。まあとりあえずいざやの次ぐらいに大嫌いだな。
Hell yeah.
シンラ、他にも気になることがある。5年前にサイカが一度姿を消したって言っただろう。それはなぜだ？
Good point.
前に何があった？旅行でもしてたってわけじゃなさそうだな。可能性としては誰か強い力を持った人間がサイカを抑え込んでいたのかもしれない。強い。
Haruna.
ずっとあなたを思ってきた。あなたも私の愛に応えてくれたよね。私を金儲けに利用しようとさえしてくれたし、それから飽きたら捨てようとだってしてくれた。私は全部受け止めて、許して愛してきたよ。
Would actually, you know what? Don't explain.
でもね、足りなくなっちゃったの。それじゃ物足りなくなっちゃったのよ。そしたら、サイカがね、私に話しかけてくれるようになったの。こうやって。私の少しずつね。ねえ、今日こそは私の愛を受け入れてくれる？湯川先輩、もうやめてください。
How did you get out of your apartment?
刃物で人を傷つけるのはどうやって逃げてきたの？やめてください。まあいいわ。どうせまた誰かに助けてもらったんでしょ。でも園原さん、あなたなんかに言われたくないわ。他人に寄生する生き方しか選べなかったような弱い人間に誰かに依存する生き方しかできなかったわけじゃないんです。そう生きることを選んだ。ただそれだけ。
There's nothing wrong to depend on someone if you're like a minor.
人が強いか弱いかなんて生き方だけで決めてほしくない。ねえ、園原さん、あなた人を愛したことってあるかしら？あなたには無理でしょうね。そんなあなたに私がわかるわけない。私はね、このサイカを愛の力で支配したの。愛の力で。初めてサイカがタカシを切れって言った時、私は必死で抵抗したわ。でもこの子の声を聞いていたら分かったの。だから私とサイカは母に
So she has the OG Saika within her. She's the mother.
全てを愛し支配するために。
What the fuck? Is she a freaking Terminator?
私は人を愛することができません。5年前のあの日から人を愛するのが怖くて仕方なくなったんです。だから
Whoa!
依存して生きてるんです。まさか
Whoa!
先輩が他の人を切ってサイカの子供を作ったように先輩のサイカも子供の一振りなんです。大元の一振りはほら
She's been studying the art of the blade.
人
Yo!
を愛せない
Yo, she's Saika!
私の代わりに人を愛するサイカに依存していえ寄生して生きてるんです。
Oh! You motherfuckers! Okay, wait. I'm gonna go back to the entire scene of the parents. Wait. Let me see something.
人を愛するのが怖くて仕方なくなったんです。だから
Back.
人を愛するのが怖く
Back.
確かに私は人を愛することができません。5年前のあの日から
Since that day 5 years ago. So that's when Saika went silent.
人を
And that was young Anri.
怖くて仕方
And this is the mother being possessed by Saika.
なくなったんです。だから他の何かに依存し
Let me go back. Let me see that frame again. So did the mom kill both of them? Did the mom get possessed by Saika, kill the dad, and then kill herself? I don't think so. Who ended up killing the mother? Because in that frame that we saw there, it looks like she was holding the blade to her head, but it could just be the angle. It could also just be her holding the katana like this. But I'm guessing that she basically killed both of them, right? So there was no burglar and stuff like that. There was no killer because it was the mom possessed by Saika that ended up killing them. The interesting thing is, though, well, actually, wait. Is there more? Wait, before I actually go into a theory, let's see. Is there anything else? Wait, this is such a badass scene, though. Let me see this.
作ったように先輩のサイカも子供の一振りなんです。先輩が他の人を切ってサイカの子供を作ったように先輩のサイカも子供の一振り
Your Saika is also a child of that blade.
大元の一振りは
This is the original.
私は人を愛せない。だから私は私の代わりに人を愛するサイカに依存していえ寄生して生きてるんです。
So insane. So wild. Yo. You know, when I said that Anri might be one of the slashers, this was not what I expected. I'm gonna be honest, guys. This was not what I expected at all. Yo. So which episode was it? Wait. I'm gonna go back a few episodes ago, right? A lot of episodes ago. What was the episode where the slasher first appeared? Let me look at my Durarara playlist and let me see, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the title, right? Of one of the episodes. Episode 1, 2, 3. Who's the slasher? Episode 5. Okay. Episode 5. Let me look at some of the silhouettes of the slasher in this. Oh, that's Saika. You can see Saika. Wait, let me full screen it for you guys. And then if you go through it like this, slasher, because I want to see one of the silhouette. Okay, this is okay. Oh, this is this guy. Oh, is this? It could be Haruna. Yeah, it looks like Haruna. Okay, what's the other one though? There were two different slashers, and one of the silhouettes looked a lot like Sonohara. Here. Wait. This is Haruna. Oh no, one of them looked a lot like Sonohara, I was gonna say. Wait. Haruna? Where is the Sonohara one? It's not here. Is it in the next episode? Wait, just let's check out one more episode, guys. Stay with me here because I wanna see something. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on this. Oh, this is the banger episode. Wait. Episode 6. There was one more episode where we saw a bit of like a glimpse of the slasher, you know? But I don't remember where. No, that's salty. Shoot, I wish I remembered. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. There's no way. Shizuo. Okay, anyways. Okay. So the reason I say this is because that was where my assumption that she could be the slasher came from, right? It's from that one episode where there was one of the silhouettes of the slasher that looked a lot like Sonohara. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if Sonohara and Haruna are the slashers. I never in a million years expected Sonohara to be the OG Saika and Haruna being basically just an offspring of her. Now, the interesting thing here is, which is one thing that I was thinking about during the entire parent sequence is, up until this point, we've never actually seen the slasher kill anyone, right? Apart from the parents. Every single time where the slasher cut anyone, they just became an offspring of, which now that we know that, right? Now we know that they just became an offspring of, more specifically, Saika or Haruna, right? Interesting, but the parents definitely did die, and we do know that this original Saika does have the ability to also make offsprings, but the parents didn't become offsprings because they just ended up dying, right? I wonder why that is. Maybe it has more of a will over what it can do and what it can't do. Maybe it can actually, because this is the original Saika, maybe it can actually decide whether it actually wants to kill someone or if it wants to make an offspring out of them, you know? Maybe it has that kind of ability. Because yeah, we do know that this original Saika created the offspring that Haruna now has, right? So I wonder, oh my god, what a sequence, dude. That sequence of Sonohara just calling out the bullshit of Haruna and being like, oh yeah, you're the OG, then what about this? And just bringing out the OG katana while you were having premarital sex. I studied the way of the blade. Like, she actually pulled that line out. Wow. What a Chad. What a Chad. Jesus Christ, Sonohara. I was not expecting that at all. So, okay, do we need to address the entire Takashi situation? Because that was fucking disgusting. Why did he come to her apartment? Like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? He's like, oh yeah, she has no parents home. Perfect. Like, dude. Ooh. Maybe, I mean, to be fair, if Saika did, or Haruna did actually slash him, then he would just become an offspring, and that's not good, right? We don't want him to become an offspring. We want him to, like, rot in for all of eternity, right? So maybe stabbing him and creating or making him into an offspring is not a good thing. We need to find, like, a crueler way for him to go, right? So maybe we should give it to, like, Shingen or something. Maybe Shingen could, like, make good use of him, you know? Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, can we ring up, like, Shingen? I feel like he's great at torturing people, as we saw, right? So he could be like, he could make use of him. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's a good donation. Yeah, maybe he could be like a bargaining chip or something if you ever need it. Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, anyways, I don't want to talk too much. Like, what? I don't even want to ask the question, but what did she mean when she said that you even used me for money or whatever? Like, you even sold me for money and stuff. Like, you know what? Actually, disgusting, man. Holy fuck. But anyways, let's move on from the Takashi situation because yeah. What else is there? I feel like there's so many things that happened in this episode, but like all of the details that happened got erased, got overwritten by this one, so I can only think of the actual Saika situation here. So yeah, it is kind of like a zombie situation where it's gonna, obviously, the number of Saikas is gonna rise exponentially just because the more that you have, the more people that you have, you're gonna start with 1, and then it's gonna be 2, and then 4 and 6, 8, 16, 32, like 64 and stuff like that, right? It's gonna rise exponentially because let's say each of the Saikas can turn like more people into Saikas, and that's how it's gonna turn, like it's gonna grow so fast. So yeah, Yeah. It makes sense why there's like so many Saikas all of a sudden, right? It is kind of like a zombie apocalypse. Now I wonder what happens to the people. Can they just normally like turn back into normal people? Can they just, because what happened, we didn't see what actually happened with Shuji at the end of the episode, right? We just assumed that he's like lying on the ground, being taken out, like he got taken out, but like what exactly happened to him? We didn't get to see that yet. So I don't know how easy and how hard is it to turn people back into normal. The easiest part they said would be to take out the mother, but that's Sonohara. So what does that mean? Does that mean snap the blade? But I wonder, I don't know, because I feel like Sonohara right now is Ooh, that's another angle that I didn't actually think about. Sonohara's life is very much based on dependence, right? Codependence, I should say. She's very codependent on a lot of things, not just people, a lot of things. So first of all, she's codependent on Saika to actually feel like she can love, right? Because she said that she's using like Saika to feel love, right? Because through Saika she can love people and stuff, which is sad, but like it feels like she's using Saika as a crutch, you know, to be able to maneuver that entire side of her, or side that she's lost of her, if you will. And then obviously the codependence that she has on Mikado and Kida and their company to feel normal, to feel like she's a person and stuff. That's very sad now that I think more about it, right? Because dependence isn't inherently bad, especially, as I said, especially if you don't have your parents to depend on. You're gonna need someone. If you're like a minor, you're gonna need someone to depend on, right? But there's a difference between just depending on someone and being codependent on someone, right? I feel like being codependent does inherently have a negative connotation, and I feel like she definitely is codependent on a lot of things right now. So that's gonna be something that's gonna need to be addressed in the future. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, anyways, this was so interesting. But we'll see where this is gonna go. I still am thinking back to the entire call out at the end of the episode. Jesus Christ, this is gonna stay in my head for a long time. She just called out her bluff. She was like, oh yeah, you're the real one? What's this then? Dude, so badass. Sonohara. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I need to calm down. I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.